Yo, what's good, Roastans family? Welcome back to the channel. Big, huge setback. It's a big, huge disappointment. But problem is leakage. I see. The one injector just started leaking. Yo, what's good, Roastans family? Welcome back to the channel. So yeah guys, hope you guys enjoy the 3 parts on the sunroof modification. Thank you all for watching the video. And yeah, it came out amazing guys. Yo, I can't lie, the E30 came out stunning. Apologies, but yeah, we're carrying on with the task at hand. So on today's video, I'll be picking up the cold intake from ProLink Hydraulics. They'll be fitted on new fittings for us for the breather pipes. That's our Dicktator breather pipe, and as well as our fuel rail breather pipe. Yeah, I'll explain to you all everything why we had them to make bigger holes for us. So I'll explain once we get home. And I just had to get a blank off for the billet rail because yeah, I'll also explain why. But yeah, hope you guys will enjoy this video. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment and share this video. And yeah guys, stay tuned for lekker stuff while I'm on my way to pick up the intake from ProLink Hydraulics. And I sent it in an hour ago, so they told me about an hour to come fetch it. So I'm on my way to go fetch it now. Sharp guys. So yeah guys, got home now. So I'm about to remove the old intake manifold as well as the injectors. Then I'll be fitting the, I don't know if I'll be fitting the cold intake one, but yeah, I still have to cut out like a gasket for it. But yeah, I'm gonna explain to you now exactly why we're running this whole setup and why we had to get different fittings. So stay tuned on that, as I'm just gonna set up and then explain to you all why. Shut up. So yeah guys, this is gonna be like the explanation why we chose to drill and tap bigger fittings. So we initially got the intake. I actually don't have befores. We initially got the intake with smaller tapped holes. Basically it was, I think it was an M6. An M6 to find fittings for our breather. I don't know, just checking the Honda by the cups please. For that near the other ones by the cup holders. Just gonna show you all now exactly. So this is around about, I think, a 6 or a 5 more pipe fitting. And now the holes that were tapped were M6, so it was also a smaller hole fitting, and we couldn't find M6 fittings that could screw onto the intake itself with the pipe fitting. And there was another solution whereby there was a fitting which you could screw on a M6, but then the fitting for the pipe was around about as thick as this, as the brake booster breathing. So that would cost us to buy around about 4 fittings, and then we run that fitting on here, then we run another fitting over it, drill a hole, weld on this size pipe fitting, which is might create more leaks. So rather than to have a smaller fitting and then just do it the proper way, where we just drill a bigger hole, tap the, I think it's 18 NTP size, and then just once get it sorted, and then it will create a lesser chance of getting a breather leak. So this worked out cheaper, I think about 200 rand cheaper, because if we had to do it with the fitting over the fitting and then weld another fitting on the fitting, it's gonna cost us about like 600 bucks, and this cost us like 400 bucks at least. So they just blanked off 2 which you can screw out if you want to run more breathers, and then run the 2 breathers for our breathing pipes that we're gonna be running on the car. So this worked out way cheaper, and this is the brake booster breather. So yeah, that's a deep explanation why we ran it like this. It worked out cheaper, and then remember, M6 fittings weren't gonna find in for this tube size. So rather just go the cheaper way and then having us to spend more on fittings. And hey, my phone died. Now I'm using Riyad's phone, guys. So
Hey, boo. Hey.
hopefully the other video saved. But yeah, this was from the plastic manifold. So then this flies right over here. So it makes it simpler than having bloody 3 fittings on one and then 3, which is 600 rand. It's mad, guys. Yeah, then we just do it like this. So yeah, this is my just a educational thing, guys. But yeah, I'll be doing that. And then where's the billet? And then yeah, also got a blank off, and we'll be running a fuel pressure regulator. So basically why we got the blank off is reason being is that since we put the M15 to the E30, the spacing, we had a 90-degree fitting. We still have a 90-degree fitting. The 19-degree fitting basically pushes right onto the firewall of the car, and now we can't fit on the fuel rail because there's no space, and then this thing can't align with the respective injectors. So now the only reason why we had to get that sorted is get a blank off, run the 90-degree here. We have an extra 90-degree now. Run the extra 90-degree fitting here, and then run it on the fuel pressure regulator, whereby the fuel pressure regulator has a return valve. So we don't have to worry about return. We're just gonna worry about sending, and it's gonna have its return valve where it's gonna fuel pressure regulator will send the fuel back in its respective return valve in the fuel pressure regulator. So yeah, I think I explained it properly, but that's from the terms that I know. So yeah, stay tuned for the lekker stuff while we remove a plastic intake as well as cut out the gasket, put the injectors on the other intake, and then yeah, then we sorted, guys. Stay tuned for the lekker stuff.
Hi guys, I just want to let you know that.
Do you want to go to heaven or you have given up?
I'm out here, 2 steps to the right, to the right, to the left. I got real in here. Everybody put your fingers in the air. I'm out here, 2 steps to the right, to the right, to the left. I got real in here. Everybody put your fingers in the air. I'm a Californian, I'm amazing, I'm blazing, it's crazy. Some really hate them, can't bait them or fade them. The focus kinda crazy, the grind is never lazy. What you say? I'm a Californian, I'm amazing.
So yeah, guys, as you can see, the intake is removed. So now what I'll be doing is I'll just be putting on the intake and seeing how it looks like, and then yeah, from there make the gasket, maybe fit everything, and then when Carlo comes, because he has the fuel pressure regulator, and we can just do everything from there. And I have to put the injectors on that cold intake now. So yeah.
I got real in here. Everybody put your fingers in the air. I'm out here, 2 steps to the right, to the right, to the left. I got real in here. Everybody put your fingers in the air. I might pour another cup for all the homies we done lost. If he get to acting hard, I'ma tell him that he's soft. I get blessings everywhere, I get blessings when I cough. Homie really chase some kitty, who gon' tell him that he lost? Who gon' tell him that he gritty? I be working when he sleeping, homie kitty, only kitty. And I get it when I need it, please believe it, cause I seen it that'll leave him in defeated. Shawty thinking that she mine, I'ma post it and delete it, They don't really make them like me, yeah, I really am that nigga, I don't say it lightly.
So yeah, guys, the intake is sorted now. Everything is on except the previous. We're gonna fit it on the car. Let's open here. We fit it while it's now on the car, and then we're gonna see from there.
I'm out here, 2 steps to the right, to the right, to the left. I got real in here. Everybody put your fingers in the air. I'm out here, 2 steps to the right, to the right, to the left. I got real in here. Everybody put your fingers in the air. I'm out here, 2 steps to the right, to the right, to the left. I got real in here. Everybody put put your fingers in the air. I might two steps to the right, to the right, to the left. I got real in here. Everybody put your fingers in the air.
What's good, Rockstars fam? Welcome back. So, sorry, apologies on the cut on the previous clips. Reason being is that we ran into an issue. We fitted the cold intake and then end up having the bonnet not closing. So yeah, that turned me off in many ways. So yeah, we just had to cut the video there straight up. Didn't have to film any further because we immediately packed up, parked the car, and then yeah, when we took the intake back. So hopefully we can get the intake back when Carlo arrives today. It's been a week and a half if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, hopefully the intake is sorted this time, because the intake, the bonnet could close with the intake alone, but not with the throttle body, because the throttle body was touching on the okay, in this clip I'm putting up above now, it was touching there right on the bonnet. I'll show you all exactly where, because I don't know the name of the stuff there or the bonnet, but as I'm talking you saw it already. So yeah, that's where the throttle body was actually being hit on while it was closing. And yeah, so hopefully we're getting it back today and we can fit the fuel pressure regulator and start up on the cold intake. And yeah, and the guys are in for the roof lining. They came to come sort out the E30's roof lining, so we went with the material black. And then the seats, we were thinking about getting E90 seats, E90 or E92 seats, and fitting the front only. In the rear we're just gonna recover like the front. And then yeah, and then door panels and everything, you know, the cosmetic things, so we're pushing it here and there, guys. So yeah, stay tuned for like stuff. Don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe, don't forget to comment, don't forget to share, don't forget to enjoy this video, guys. Stay tuned on like stuff. As you can see, the pillars, I think the eight pillars covers are on, and it's looking amazing, guys. And you can also see the sunroof lid is also looking amazing. Damn, guys, this guy's actually doing a lovely job. So just stay tuned on the end results while they're gonna fit it. Yeah, guys, the gents finished up. You can see there. So I'll show you now properly the nice job they did. So yeah, roof lining is done, guys. Finally, Now we can move on to the next obstacles or the next stuff on the list. So I'm currently waiting for Carlo. We might get the cold intake today. I'm still waiting on him to get back to me on that. Hopefully we can get it back today so we can start up on the cold intake, and then see if there's any issues along with that as well. So, but yeah guys, let me show you how the roof lining came out. And oh yeah, the roof is gonna be open for a day. I won't be able to put in the inner cover due to the rubber holding the roof lining until the glue is properly sealed. So this is the old sunroof lid rubber. Lucky enough it fits. So just to hold the roof lining there until the glue is sealed and we can remove it. So unfortunately I can't close the lid because of the rubber is it's on one of the guide's ways, or it's in one of the guide's ways of the lid itself. So yeah, so we'll be doing that tomorrow. Stay tuned for like stuff. What's good, Rockstans fam? So this is actually like a week or two later, prior to the previous clip. Reason why the previous clip was ended just like that, due to the fact that the bonnet couldn't close with the intake. It could close without the throttle, but it couldn't close with the throttle on, the throttle body. So we just had to send it back so the guy could fix it, and then it came back with a bend. Still, it didn't help. The bonnet only went okay. The bonnet, I'm not gonna lie to you guys, let me not lie, the bonnet couldn't close. Still was it the same no matter what that guy did, still. And then you know what, I just got fed up. We pulled the line there with that guy that built the intake. We just pulled it like, no, let's go to someone else. This next uncle actually helped us out more better, a deeper understanding on what should happen and what should not happen. So then I took one of the Golf's old intake pipes, took it to him, let him chop it, and then mount a bigger bend. So at the moment the intake bend is actually sitting more lower, and I'll show you all now how the intake actually is. But this is just to say that we just got fed up with the guy that built our intake, as well as he was the same guy that built the exhaust, and then the exhaust is also leaking from the branches. So we pulled it off with that guy. Sick and tired of back and forth, wasting more money, because now it's wasting more money just to get it repaired properly. Still I have to take the exhaust back so that they can fix up the holes that wherever it's leaking, especially on the branches. So yeah, now the intake is fitting. Problem is we haven't started on with the cold intake, so that's also another thing. Will it work? So now we'll find it out in the upcoming clips if it's gonna work out. But at the moment guys, it's just stating it, the previous guy we worked with fed up because more and more money is being spent to get to the standard where we wanted it to be, while spending the money we spent on building the actual things. So which shows you how that people can actually take advantage of you and rip you off in a way, and then but for other people the jobs can be done properly. But let's cut it here and there, no beef. So yeah, stay tuned for like stuff guys. So yeah guys, as you can see there, that's how the intake is actually looking now. That bend is the only way for us at the current moment to have the intake properly fit and hopefully get a proper startup with that intake. And then as also in the previous clip, we got the fuel pressure adjustable fuel pressure regulator. So yeah, it's the aftermarket spec, so we're gonna be fitting that to able to run fuel to the billet fuel rail, and then hopefully we can get a proper startup. But yeah, stay tuned while I assemble the intake. It might not be now, but I think it should be tomorrow, which is going to be the next day, because I just cleaned out the intake for any shavings and everything. And then yeah, hopefully it will be dry, but I'll just be setting up the fuel pressure regulator so long and doing my markups, and then we should be good to go, guys. So stay tuned on that. Just thank you guys for staying in so far, and then hope you guys are enjoying this video so far as well. Sure. So yeah, guys, I got the fuel pressure regulator on. It's gonna be fastening it, and I got the intake on. I'm gonna be fastening it. So yeah, so unfortunately I don't have the ring light now on me. So yeah, I'm just gonna be doing that, and then tomorrow, then when it's during the day, I'll explain to you all exactly how I, why tuned up the fuel pressure regulator, and then how the intake is setting. So I'm gonna fasten everything, and then during the day, which is next day on the next lap, I'm just gonna show all everything. So yeah, stay tuned for the next stuff. So yeah, guys, this is actually the next day now. Like I mentioned, the intake is sorted, it's fitted, fuel pressure regulator is fitted, throttle body is fitted. Don't tell me this now. So apologies on that. So the one injector just started leaking right in front of me due to the pressure. I see the O-ring didn't go into the rail properly. So yeah, as you can see, it's leaking quite mad. So yeah, I'm relieving the pressure. I'm just quickly looking for my bottle which I was using. Damn, where the hell did that thing right to? But yeah, that's the reason why. But yeah, like as I was saying, everything is fitted. Only issue is once I start the car went straight into high ref. Stayed in high ref, so I think it's because it's getting too much air from underneath the intake, because this bloody thing is unbalanced, or it's not level by the bracket which bolts onto the motor itself. Thing is not level, and it's this is just stressful. Just stress on another stress on another stress on another stress. But I'm gonna just remove the intake, seal it up once with Victor Rhymes, get straight to it, because yeah, it's just hectic, guys. This is the things we go through, having things built, paid a lot of money for it, and got a crappy result. But yeah, that's the issue now. But stay tuned while I remove the intake and get it sorted. And then yeah, hope you guys enjoy this one. And then also let me also show you all what actually we did. As you can see, fuel pressure regulator is aftermarket, got it from Takealot. So it's on 0 psi because of the pressure is gone. And then yeah, sorted, everything is sorted. So for those of you that are wondering how is this connected, this is your feed line. This comes straight from your fuel or from your fuel pump, which comes from the tank. This is your feed, and this is your secondary feed, which goes to the intake or to the fuel rail itself. As you can see, there it's going, there it goes. This is the feed. So, and then at the bottom right there is your return. This is the return. So you connect the return fitting straight onto the return fuel line, which should be hiding there. As you can't see it, but then yeah, we got that. And this is your PSI adjuster for how much fuel you would like to produce and feed into the fuel rail. And this is just a PSI reading. It comes with, some of them don't come with it, some do. And then you get your bracket, and then yeah, it comes with all the nice fittings there. As you can see, there comes with some with a braided. Those I just used the standard hose because it's longer, and this braid hose wasn't that long. But yeah, and then it comes through the filter. That's your feed through the filter into the pressure regulator, out back into the fuel rail, return, goes down back to the return line. And then yeah, so that's sorted. Just have to sort out that injector right there that's leaking, and then from there, guys, we take it as is. Oh, and also let me show you all how the roof lining came out. That's how the roof lining came out, guys. It's looking amazing. Just have to go back to just repair this and stretch it over, and then this is the pillars, looking amazing. But yeah, we also have to fit the cover, still have to get that fitted as well. But yeah, guys, stay tuned for the lekker stuff. So yeah, guys, so we worked until the evening, and then during the evening we ran into another issue.
Check here, just here. Hier, dat side.
I see.
Kijk hoe lopen hiermee, bra.
There is bio juice, so.
Nee.
So yeah, guys, apologies on just cutting the video right there and there where the injector was leaking, but I just decided, you know, screw it, back up and then park the car because of that. Guys, this is a big huge setback. It's a big huge disappointment, especially from it being a guy that we actually trusted to get the job done proper. That's being the intake in the exhaust, as well as the fuel rail. Now that you'll see that it's leaking on the injector. So basically, yeah, this whole thing is just a mess up. It's a huge setback on funds as well, because we wasted our money on crap, and it's gonna be hard to regain it from there, because to sell the things, I doubt we even make the money back. So yeah, basically what's the issue is we had a problem with the intake. The intake's flange that goes onto the motor. Guys, julle sê vir my nou, you build the thing, you know it's supposed to sit flush, but there's so many uneven ends on the flange, and I'll show you all now. I'm just explaining now everything. I'll show you all now what everything is the issue. So the intake flange is uneven. We had a problem with the bonnet not closing, where the throttle body's bracket was sitting too high and it was rubbing against the guides on the bonnet, as you'll see in the previous clips I showed. And yeah, the fuel rail is not aligning up properly with the injector ports. The injector ports are all not even. Some are too big, some are too tight, and some are just loosely, very loose. And then we come to the exhaust. The exhaust is a big disappointment because it's leaking by the branches, just at the one of the joints, and I'll show you all now exactly everything, but I'm just stating down everything is the issue. And this is all from one guy that built the exhaust from us, from the branches to the end, and as well as the intake from scratch. And to be honest, guys, it's a mess. He just did rubbish. And this is for me just to state that whether I get hate or not, I don't care at this point, because it is what it is. We lost a lot of money because of this guy. Built our exhaust sharp, the car sounds nice, but it's leaking, cost on fuel. Built the intake, yeah, the intake looks good, doesn't fit well, bracket didn't fit well. I had to outsource another welder to be able to fix the intakes with the bonnet not closing. I got that sorted, then fitted the intake. That's when we ran into the issue of the flange being uneven, so the car was getting too much air. You could hear it in the previous clips how it was sounding. You could hear the air. And as well, since the fuel rail and the injector ports are not all even, leaking fuel from the one injector, as you saw in the previous clip. And this is very sad, guys, because it shows how people can rip you off in a specific way, but for other people he can do a proper job, which is very wrong, as to we are as well as one of his customers, and we was also supposed to expect the same service. And another thing is that the thing that very irritates me is that the car was by this guy. The car was by him. He said he did the proper measurements, but the intake still never came out proper. You as a person, or you as a service provider, should be able to do your job properly and know how to do it. We can't tell you how to do your job, and that's how it felt like. So I don't understand. The car has been nearly over 4 months by him, if I'm not mistaken. It's been nearly over 4 months by him. You tell me, how couldn't you get the intake right in a space of 4 months? And in a space of 4 months, the first couple of 2-3 months, you did nothing. You basically did nothing on the car. The car has just been standing. And you know what pisses me off more? Is that once we start asking, this guy starts getting angry. He's feeling tempted to say that, yeah, we're telling him how to do his job, we shouldn't tell him how to do that. And we're fighting, but we pay the guy. Why are you fighting when you pay you to provide the service for us? You're giving us long stories. The intake got sent back 3 times, guys. The first time it got sent back because he never ported holes on a bracket, which he said he was supposed to. Sent it back. Came back, throttle incident. Apparently broke our throttle. It's fine, our throttle body. He replaced it. Third time it went back, it was because the bonnet couldn't close with the bracket. He did a small joint. Didn't work out. Then I had to outsource it to another welder to cut and join and just bend it for me more. And I'll show you all everything, guys. Don't worry on that. I'm gonna show you all everything on how it actually, where we're actually sitting at with the E30, because it's draining, guys. It's just a mess. Honestly, it's just a mess. And regarding the funds, it's just a big mess. So it got sent back. And we still had a fight. We still fought with him regarding the intake back then, when it couldn't be finished, but it was supposed to be finished. And it takes its own lovely time. And the problem is communication. He never communicated with us. We communicate with him. It becomes an issue. Keeps on giving us long stories. No, this will be done, that will be done, but there's no proof. It gets done months after, when it was supposed to happen in 1 week. Months after. Imagine that, guys. So you would understand where I'm coming from, as to getting badly served from a service provider that you trust, that could do that you know he can do the job properly, but you end up getting crap, which is fine, guys. So enough of that. I think I'm done venting. So I'm just gonna show how everything came out and what we're sitting with, because we might just flip and sell that intake and then do something else, because that was the only thing stopping us from dynoing this car actually to move a bigger step forward. But yeah, I think, let me just show you guys. So yeah, guys, the intake, let me just quickly show you. So this is Ronja.
Hi, Rockstone's family.
So yeah, he's just helping me out as well with getting the silicone off the intake, because we had to stuff it full of Victor rhymes in order for it just to seal up, but still it couldn't seal up because we can't put so much Victor rhymes on it, because it's gonna be unnecessary. But once we remove all the sealant, then we can show you how uneven this flange is. And then as you can see there, look to what extent we had to go just to get this bracket sorted, because the bonnet was hitting on the bracket as well on the throttle. As you can see there, the throttle also got some damage due to that. So yeah, once we get that sorted, and then I'll show you how uneven this is. And then yeah, stay tuned on that, guys. So yeah, guys, this is the intake. As you can see there, This weld here was where the bracket used to be. Then the bonnet hit here, as you can see there. And then sent it back. This was another joint. Before this, ignore this. This was the second joint that he made. Still, the bonnet was heating and it couldn't close. Then I had to outsource. This is the uncle that outsourced it for me. So he actually did me a favor and helped me out really. And then we got this. This is from the Golf's old intake pipe. Had to join it and give it a more of a bend, because these pipes are not bent. They are bent, but not to spec as the standard intake, because there are intakes that are built which don't require extra joints and bends, but I don't think this guy could understand the assignment. So yeah, also regarding these fittings, he messed up the fittings. He gave us smaller threads, which is hard to find fittings for the breeders, and then we had to outsource again, pay another about 500 rand to get this with the fittings sharp. Now we get to the main issue, this whole flange. As you can see, we tried cleaning up where the blade could go, but you can see the spots where the blade can't reach, and these are the spots that show you that it's uneven. Right there, as you can see the fade, it's an uneven spot. Right here, it's an uneven spot. And then if you ever look at this, I don't know if you'll be able to see it on the camera, but yeah, I don't know if you can see the slight unevenness. Trying to focus as much as I can. Yeah, you can see it slightly. This whole flange is not even. Here especially, this is at the bottom piece where it fastens onto the motor. This right here, there's a whole gap here. You could literally stick a flat underneath the intake just to meet here. That shows you how much air it was gaining and how much uneven it was. No matter how fasten you can fasten this intake, it could still be uneven. So I could press the flat down here through and it could just reach here by the port. That's how much air it was gaining on all 6 of the port cylinders. So yeah guys, that's the intake mess up. And just to tell you, we've spent thousands of rands for this and the exhaust, and we got a crap job like this. And I'm just putting it out there because some of y'all will understand where we got this, or some of y'all might know where we got this, and then yeah, you will see for yourself. It's just a proper job. And yeah, this is the fuel rail. Firstly, the fuel rail, the only issue that we have with this fuel rail is that there's no clip guides. So how do you expect us to fit injectors without clip guides? I tried it, it didn't work out. As you saw in the previous clip, it was leaking by this injector port, leaking heavily, not even like drip, it was spraying out, as you could see. This was a big issue. And then also we have issue with injector ports. Like I said, this injector port, I think, what is it, the 2 middle ones, yeah, the 2 middle ones were loose. The ends 1 and 2 were stiff. If you had to fasten the fuel rail, it got too stiff where you couldn't at least have a little bit of movement of play, you know. So these 2 were stiff. This whole port, it's stiff. This whole port is too big, as you can see there. Look at that compared to this, as you can see the difference. This whole port was too big, so the injector could just slip right in and not even grab on the O-ring. As well as this one also, O-ring couldn't grip on it. These ones, the O-ring grip fine, but the ends got too stiff if you had to fasten the fuel rail right here. And one more thing, once you fasten it right,
injectors weren't aligning up properly. They were sitting at an angle which could end up damaging the injector, which is another thing. So that basically this whole intake was built on for you to just lose more money. That's what I'm looking at. Brackets are also not properly aligned. That's how the fuel rail is not properly aligned with the ports. So all I'm saying is, yeah, the car still it did, let me not use language, but still it messed up with measurements. So how do you have a car for more than 4 months and you still mess up measurements? That's my thing. You mess up measurements where the bonnet couldn't close. How do you get it right when you had the car by you? When you build the intake while the car was there, how do you get that right? So yeah, let's move on to the branches, the exhaust. Now we get to the branches. Right? It's a full bolt-on exhaust from the branches to the end with 2 boxes in the middle. One at the end and one in the middle actually. So over here, branches they clear properly, they bypass well. I can't lie on that, but problem is leakage. We spend so much to just get this built, spend so much on material, spend so much on labor for us to get a crap job. The branches, we don't even know where it's leaking as of yet. I still have to go to Super Quick to find out where it could be leaking, because we closed the exhaust in the rear and the air is coming from the branches. It could be leaking from the flanges as well. As you can see, the intake was uneven. This flanges could also be uneven. It could be leaking from the flanges, or it could be leaking from the joint, which could be 100% guess, but yeah, because the welding in between it's a bit cuck right there as well. So yeah, it could be leaking on the branches itself here by the joint or by the flange, or it could be leaking where it joins onto the exhaust at the bottom by the clamps, which we will only find out when I go later on today by Super Quick, which won't be in this video. It will be on the next video because this video is going to be too long enough. But yeah guys, like I said, this is for us a big setback in regarding a lot of funds being missed. So this could have been avoided in a different way if we knew this guy was really this type of person to, you know, give us such quality of work, which is not a great quality, honestly speaking, regarding the amount he charged us on, which I won't actually state because you're all gonna be like, yo, you really wasted a lot of funds. But yeah, I think that's it. That's just to state how disappointed we are in this guy's work. And then yeah, yeah, it's not recommended. Well, this person is not recommended also due to the things he's done to other people, and that's a story for a different day, but not with me. That's not my job. This is just me showing you what job we've gotten from him regarding our build. So yeah, that's the end of the video guys. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment and share this video, and stay tuned for the lekker stuff, and stay tuned on the next video as I'll be getting the E30's exhaust done and see if we can get it done. So yeah, thanks you guys for watching. Catch you on the next one. So yeah guys, the intake is actually up for sale with the throttle body as well with the fuel rail. So if any one of you are interested, we can talk numbers. Our numbers are in the description below. And also if anyone that knows someone who's selling throttles for the M50, hit us up and then we can talk. So yeah guys, stay tuned for the lekker stuff. Hope you guys enjoyed this one.
I might two step to the right,